Hi everyone, my name is Cosimo. You might know me from the previous video about the Obsidian Lamina and how I show off the Obsidian Lamina Backstab. Today, I want to ask a question about this specific backstab. What's the difference between this backstab and this backstab? To explain the difference between the two backstabs, you just have to look at the bloodhound step reverse backstab or the quickstep reverse backstab. To perform this specific backstab, you have to press L2, reverse the camera and unlock at the same time. And you should end up at the back of the opponent. The specific way I actually train to get those backstabs is by killing this Legendal Knight here. Lamina has the same way of actually grabbing this type of backstab. It's the same distance traveled as the Bloodhound step, so you can just like get a hold of the spacing required to perform the backstab, and it has more airframes, so it's technically better than the Bloodhound step. The only problem is obviously the damage that a dagger or Miserical dagger would do compared to the Obsidian, because it doesn't have any critical modifier. But the second type of backstab that you can do with the Ash of War dynastic stick play is way more simple actually. You don't even have to lock on to your target. You can see there I lock on at the end, but it's definitely not required. Just unlock, face away the camera, and just get the grab by facing away. So actually you can see that the input that comes out after grabbing, you know, the dynastic stick play L2 is very different if you do the two input differently. So if you do the reverse quick step method, a backstep attack will come out, and if you do a normal without locking on dynastic stick play attack, you'll have a crouch R1 that comes out at the end. In Invasion, those two backstabs serve very different purposes, right? I'll try to showcase that like in the following videos right there. Here I try to get the backstab, but it doesn't work. I lock on, unlock, get the grab. That's a reaction backstab, I would say. More of a in the fire of action type of move, like that. You can, you know, have those backstabs, and it's very flashy. It's not perhaps the best way of doing a backstab in general, but it's pretty good. But the second backstab, more specific to the Obsidian Lamina, because of the way the grab ends at the end, is, I think, way better in invasions than other type of backstabs. Why? That's because you can just unlock, run away from a gank, and once they try to attack you or they try to do any type of action, you can do the turn and burn, but with a backstab. And you know what's the saying, right? You're always one backstab away from victory. But that's not to say that reaction backstabs are not as good as the turn and burn backstab, I would say. Again, like this backstab right there gave the time for my co-invader to finish the partner of this guy. And after that, it's just a formality, trying to grab and kill the guy by coordinating with my co-invader. Right there, I try to coordinate, like you will see in a second, by using a whip, but the hitbox of the whip is quite large and I end up hitting my co-invader. So I swap from the whip to the lifesteal fists, and it ends up being just a formality at this point. This invasion was pretty interesting. Giant mountaintops is definitely one of my favorite vanilla catacombs to invade. So many traps, so many layers, and it really rewards trying to understand and know the place and how the layout actually was built. We invaded like just a random guy that doesn't have enough vigor, and his co-host who is a Cuckoo Knight. Pretty cool build, pretty cool fashion, and he's definitely in the lore. I didn't see any Cuckoo Knights wielding a dual sword, a twin blade, but that's fine. It's taking some liberty. I like it. It's pretty difficult to go for a backstab in this situation, just because they can just pile on hitboxes on top of each other, and they can do potentially pretty good damage on me. Twin blade is definitely pretty nasty since quite a few patches ago. I tried to separate them, but didn't actually work. He actually also was in the lore by throwing not cuckoo, but albinoric parts on me. Definitely the genocidal maniac that they are indeed. But here I try to retreat to the arrows indeed, because I know that those arrows are pretty fucking nasty. I'm pretty sure I can separate those two by just going for the arrows. I end up getting another proc of albinoric part on me. Sorry, I actually fumbled to say my words there. But no, look, like the damage is pretty nasty, and here the host goes for another arrow. I don't know if it was by mistake or not. Definitely here it wasn't by mistake though, but I end up avoiding this by a thread, which was pretty nice. And there in my head I'm like, okay, now I can go for something flashy, definitely. The latency was pretty bad against him, but I know I can go for a reaction backstab against him. And there you go, the grab gets get, and it's pretty flashy. He gets up, but he's already dead. Pretty cool stuff. Alright, one last video there to showcase the two backstabs, right? The first backstab I'm gonna get is just a reaction backstab against Bloodhound Fang Blue. Pretty easy backstab to get, nothing too fancy, but it's good to practice, It's always nice to keep your game up like that. It was a bit sloppy. I could have gotten the first part of the backstab, but I just wasn't really awake this day. Here I go for some slip pots and some stone, some sprite stone. Sprite stone and slip pot. Everybody knows the slip pots now. They scale with arcane, so this build is perfect for it. But the sprite stone actually scale with arcane, so they are a perfect corridor trap that you can place. Not even just corridor, you can separate the whole gank with it. They're so slow and people sometimes just get scared of them for whatever reason, I would say. They are just like spam the bombs, because I know that those people kind of know what they're doing, like pretty nasty gank. Duo, I would say, not maybe a gank, but it's the duo. Someone is just using the dagger, and he's just using Misericord, so I have to be very, very careful, because this is fucking nasty. It's really nasty. So yeah, I try to go for 2 R1s, because I know that the slip lets me get the combo there. And here I can just get the turn and burn backstab pretty easily. And with the dagger talisman, that's a GG. There, like 2 backstab for 2 use cases that are very, very nice actually. It's definitely unique that the Obsidian lets you do that type of stuff, right? I really like it. I think it's definitely one of those weapons that has to be one that is in the Fisher's arsenal. Anyways, thank you for listening to me and listening to my commentary. I know it's different from the montages I used to do, but some of those are definitely in the back burner right now. I have an idea for the Swarm Flies actually. On this build it would be perfect, so nice addition to the build that I'm gonna add pretty soon. Anyways, thank you very much for listening to me, and you know, I'll do the YouTuber thing and say subscribe, like the video and whatnot. No, but just thank you for being here. Bye.